Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am French Shot Pearson, and welcome again to my channel, French Shot Blue. It is October 13th of 2024, 8:15 in the p.m. Happy Sunday. Let's say it together. Praise our God from whom all blessings flow. Well, people, I need to show you two things. Number one, this video, I featured a segment where I pointed out the background of people walking as the anchor was speaking in relation to this video. Scared to death, Democrats in public panic mode over Kamala Harris. And I felt the 5 C's was speaking, and you guys helped me out in this. But also what I want to show you is that one of these subscribers pointed out that, Pearson, you know what? We could very well have a tie in the presidential race. I got to show you this. This was fun. This was fun to just develop and investigate. So I appreciate that person. I'll show you that in a minute. But let's start off with this here. Okay, here we go.
Former President Trump kicking off the weekend with a sold-out rally in Aurora, Colorado, as Democrats' concern over Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign continue to grow. In fact, one Democratic analyst says he's scared to death, and maybe he should be. Trump is taking his presidential pitch, meanwhile, to the city he describes as a war zone.
Okay, so let me start out. I'm going to point it to you one at a time. When this thing starts out, watch this here. There's a lady right off the bat. Black and white checkerboard. Isn't that something? Now, you guys know the history of that. I've been teaching that for years, right? With the black and white. Let me pull up a picture. We have new subscribers. People ask questions. I get it, because it is a lot. Because we incorporate the 5 C's of clues, codes, colors, the confirmation of time and conclusion. In the cartoon movie I Pet Goat 2, there's a part in there where cartoon Barack Obama and President Bush, they're literally standing on a checkerboard, a literal checkerboard. And I want to show that to you, you know. Let me just go straight to it. That way I have it. How about that? A lot going on here. A lot on my mind. Let's do this here. Okay. I Pet Goat 2. I Pet Goat 2. Okay, see if we can go to that. We'll get it. I Pet Goat 2. I Pet Goat 2. Okay. So what happens is this. In I Pet Goat 2, you're going to see literal. See him there? George Bush on a black and white checkerboard, dancing, having fun, right? Having fun, right? You got Barack Obama doing the same thing, snickering. That's the point I want to make. Just want to give you some background. So I teach that the powers, they play both sides. They stand in the middle. They play Republican against Democrat. So they have the black and white. You follow me? The checkerboard. Okay? So right off the bat, we see this. Then we see this man looking, and he's in the red and black. USA, red and black. He's looking this way. Red and black is sacrifice. Is it speaking without speaking, saying that we're going to sacrifice America? And look at the title. Look at the title. The title, part of the 5 C's, clues, codes, colors, confirmation, time, and conclusion. Scared to death, right? Is it speaking? Who's death? Right? They're talking about the political, but I think it's signaling something else with the background. So let me hasten on. We got that going on. Now watch this here.
President Trump kicking off.
Here we go, red and black. Then this guy. I didn't see this because I was so fixed on something else. But I am sure this says GOAT. G-O-A-T. GOAT. Like greatest of all time? GOAT. Isn't that something? Look at that. Look at that. Is that GOAT? I think it says GOAT. If that's GOAT, do you know what it reminds me of? Lucy. Lucy the goat. You know what I'm talking about. Look, people, you got to call it as you see it. Is this a devil thing going on? Huh? Lucy the goat. Just like what? Baphomet. Now, do you understand what I'm saying? Are they speaking? Is the devil about to do something? Is a satanic move about to happen? Scared to death. Is this all coincidence? Red and black USA, GOAT allegedly. Is that greatest of all time? GOAT. Is that GOAT? I think it's GOAT. I think it's GOAT, people. I'll put it in the description. You check it out. But that ain't all. Check it out. Watch this. Still walking. People walking past. And check it out. I didn't see this too. That's Tiffany blue. Look at that. Gotta be like a Tiffany blue. What is that? The secondary color of the Phoenicians. Ah. Getting interesting, isn't it? If you don't know what the Tiffany blue color is, let's look at it. I know it's long, but I got to go there. Tiffany blue. See?
According to Wikipedia, Tiffany blue.
See the Tiffany blue? Tiffany blue. Secondary color of the Phoenicians. Right there. It's right there. It's right there. The Phoenicians' first color is purple. That's their primary color. The secondary color is Tiffany blue. I've been teaching that for years. Just got to hang with me, okay? Now, watch this here. Keep going. Then this girl comes up. I still don't know what this is, but it's black and white, okay? I wish I knew what that was. I'd be willing to bet it's symbolic, but I can't figure that out. I don't know what that is. Put in the comment section if you know. But watch this. We're going to keep reading it. Then you got almost like red and black there. Red and black means sacrifice, like blood, okay? We keep going. Then this came up to X. 24th letter of the alphabet is X. Would somebody be X'd? That's my question. That's why I was so excited. I didn't rewind afterwards. I saw that and I was like, wow, the X. All these people walking past and these colors, they speak. Is this coincidence? In relation to scared to death. Now, what happened? What happened was this person at Dorothy Fan 1 put Pearson, if the election ends on a statistical tie and we can't dismiss and we can't dismiss that possibility, we may be seeing something that hasn't happened since 1830. If this happens, this means the election of the president could be decided in the House of Representatives. Friend shot, we may be seeing lotus flower, which is like Kamala. Kamala means lotus flower. Get the job while J.D. Vance gets the VP slot because that's decided in the Senate. People, I know that sounds crazy, but that is a possibility. There are a number of possibilities that could happen. And you know, I switched from saying Kamala would win to Trump because I see the trend. But man, look at this. Can you believe that? So yeah, I told the person, thank you. I was gonna research. Now I'm gonna tell them, look, video up in 20 minutes. How about 30 minutes? Oh boy. Bingo. I sent it to you. Thank you again, Dorothy. Thank you. Now check this out, people. What happens if there's a tie in a U.S. presidential election? Now, this person had put down 1830. I believe that was a typo, okay? It's really 1800. In 1800, Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr received the same number of electoral votes. A bitterly divided House of Representatives finally chose the winner. Key. House of Representatives wind up choosing who the winner was, people. Isn't that something? When the electoral votes were tallied in the 1800 U.S. presidential election, only the fourth election in the young nation's history, there was a problem. Two candidates received exactly 73 votes, electoral votes, producing the first and so far only electoral college tie in American history. Thankfully, the Constitution has a contingency plan for elections laid out in Article 2, Section 1. Now, that's the 12th Amendment, okay, just so you guys know. There be more than one who have such majority. So we'll get into it, okay? Back in the day, if only it were that easy, a bitterly divided House of Representatives deadlocked 36 times before it finally picked Thomas Jefferson as the winner. Now let's go forward. I got something to show you, okay? Put this back on here. All right, we're gonna learn together. Listen to this here.
But in 1800, the rule stated that each elector was allowed to vote for two people, one for president and one for the VP. The candidate with the most votes would be elected president, and the runner-up would be vice president. But when the votes were counted, there was a tie, and it wasn't even with the two presidential candidates. Instead, Jefferson and his VP running mate, Aaron Burr, both got 73 votes. That left Federalists John Adams and his running mate Charles Pinckney out entirely. And they weren't happy about it. Leading Federalist Alexander Hamilton even suggested nominating different electors who could change the results in their favor. To look for answers, all eyes turned to Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, which gave members of the House of Representatives the authority to vote for a winner. It took 6 days of fierce debate and no less than 36 votes to break the deadlock.
When they broke the deadlock, Jefferson became the winner. Okay? Look at that 36, though. It speaks, don't it? Now, at the end of the day, what happened was this. Less than 3 years later, they came out with this 12th Amendment. Watch this here.
Less than 4 years later, the 12th Amendment was ratified, which stipulates that each elector must cast two separate votes, one for president and one for vice president.
And that solved the problem, okay? That solved the problem. Now, here they are. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. Will history repeat? Back in the day, it took, 4 days? October 31st to December 3rd, okay? Right here, all right? And like I just showed you, Thomas Jefferson wound up winning over John Adams. But something interesting went down also, people. Let me show you this here. Read this again. On June 15th, 1804, the 12th Amendment of the United States Constitution was ratified by 3/4 of the state legislature. Notice the date, June 15th. Does that ring a bell? Donald Trump is June 14th. Isn't that close? Wow. So to keep the deadlock, so instead of having it where you go from that one, the vote situation to another type situation, this is what it did. We break it down. I know it can be confusing, but look here. The amendment established the procedure for electing the president and vice president, replacing the original process outlined in Article 2, Section 1, Clause 3 of the Constitution. The new rules went into effect for the 1804 presidential election and have been used in every presidential election since. Okay? Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's right. The 12th Amendment was created to prevent a repeat of the 1800 election when Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr tied for the most electoral college votes. The amendment includes the following provisions. 1, electors vote separately for president and vice president, just like the film said. 2, each electoral casts one vote for each office. 3, if no candidate receives a majority of electoral votes for president, the House and Representatives chooses the president. But baby, it has a lot of scenarios. So watch this here. So we go from that House of Representatives to this. If no candidate receives a majority of the electoral votes for vice president, the Senate chooses the vice president. If the House of Representatives fails to select a president by inauguration day, the vice president acts as president. This thing matches the chaos moment that we're in, you think? Just type this in your Google search and read it. On June 15th, the 12th Amendment, ratified amendment. You will get it. But that ain't all. Watch this here. It's going to blow your mind. Listen to this. I did this in a live show yesterday. You're going to find out that Trump and John Adams got something in common, right? John Adams, who ran against what? Thomas Jefferson. And remember, Jefferson wound up winning. But before that, John Adams used to be president, if I'm doing this right. Listen.
1798, this was put there. 1798, that's a long time ago, right? To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil.
You heard it, it's coming. That's what he said he's gonna do. The question is, when is he gonna do it?
That upon taking office, we will have an Operation Aurora at the federal level. We will have an Operation Aurora at the federal level. To expedite the removals of these savage gangs, and I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. 1798. This was put there.
The Alien Enemies Act. It's going to blow your mind. I'm going to play it again. Listen.
To expedite the removals of these savage gangs, and I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. 1798. This was put there. 1798. That's a long time ago, right?
Now watch this here. Who was president in 1798? John Adams. John Adams, the one who ran against Thomas Jefferson and lost. Are we having a twist of fate? John Adams. Watch this. President John Adams signed the Alien Enemies Act. President John Adams signed the Alien Enemies Act into law July 6, 1798. The Alien Enemies Act was one of 4 laws known as the Alien and Sedition Acts that were passed in 1798. The act gave the president the power to arrest, detain, and deport non-citizens who were subjects of countries that were considered hostile to the United States. Isn't that something? July 6, 1798. July 6, 1798. Let's try something. July 6, 1798. Let's look at something. July, I'm gonna write this down, you guys. I have an idea. 7/6, 1798. 7/6, 1798. Let's go for it. See what happens. Let's go into geometry calculator. So we got a former president, and now we got talking the same thing, right? Basically. So we have July 6. July 6th, right? Is that true? July 6th. Is that what he did? Get it right. July 6, 1798. I know I'm messing up, but forgive me. July 6, 1798. And then when did Trump make this announcement? I did this video yesterday. So I think he made that announcement on the 12th. So let's see here. 10/12. 10/12/2024. I have to verify it. So we're talking July 6th, 1798 versus 10/12/2024. That's when Trump said it. Okay. Now, let's look at the date if he becomes president. 11/5/2024. That's 26 years, 3 months, 4 weeks, and 2 days. And let's bring it up to date. Let's see what we got here. 2023, nothing there. 2024. So, this will be interesting. Oh, wow. Look at that, people. If you make it 7/6 or 2025, right? Which is the anniversary of that Alien Enemies Act of 1798. If you make it 7/6, 2025 instead of 7/6, 1798, and you graduated to 2025, right? That makes sense because we already passed July of this year already. Minus 11/5 election, the difference is 8 months and 1 day. Who's 81 years old? Joe Biden. Who knows, people? I'm speculating at this point, but this was interesting. If you like the work, hey, let me know. And I am so grateful that, thank you, Dorothy Fan 1 for bringing me that history. God bless you, and God bless America. We don't know what's going to go to. Oh, I forgot to tell you one more thing. I've showed this in the past, but look at this here. This is Kamala Harris' birthday, 10/20/2024 coming up, versus Trump's birthday, 6/14/2024. The difference is 4 months and 7 days. They're both vying to be the 47th president. Yeah, that makes it interesting, right? And then look at this. This is Kamala Harris' birthday also, 10/20/2024 versus 4/6/2024. Whose birthday is that? That's her running mate, Tim Walz. The difference is 6 months and 14 days. What is 6/14? 6 months and 14 days. What is that? Well, look at that. 6/14. Isn't this wild? Tim Walz's birthday minus Kamala Harris' birthday comes out to Trump's birthday. And Kamala Harris' birthday versus Trump's birthday comes out to the 47th president. 4 months and 7 days. Stay tuned, baby. God bless you guys.